My name is Anaya, and I learned the hard way that family isn't always who you think they are. My sister-in-law Vanessa had always been a little too friendly with me, always dropping by unannounced, always leaving things at my house for safekeeping. "Hey girl, you mind if I leave this here for a few days?" she'd ask, holding designer shopping bags. "Sure, no problem," I'd say, never thinking twice about it. That was my first mistake. It was a regular Tuesday afternoon when everything changed. My twins, Maya and Jordan, were playing in the living room after school. I was folding laundry when Vanessa burst through my front door without knocking. "Where is it?" she demanded, her face pale and sweaty. "Where's what?" I looked up, confused by her panic. "The chocolate! The imported Belgian chocolate I left here last week." Her voice was shaking. "Tell me you still have it." I shrugged. "Oh, that? The kids found it yesterday and ate it. It was really good, actually." "What?" Vanessa screamed so loud that Maya and Jordan came running. "Mommy, what's wrong with Aunt Vanessa?" Maya asked. "Nothing, baby. Go back to playing." Vanessa grabbed my shoulders. "Anaya, I need you to think very carefully. Did they eat all of it? Every single piece?" "Yeah, they said it was the best chocolate they'd ever had. Why are you freaking out?" "Oh my God. Oh my God." She started pacing frantically, pulling at her hair. "This is bad. This is really bad." "Vanessa, what's going on? Did they find anything inside the chocolate?" Her eyes were wild. "What do you mean inside?" "Answer me!" she shrieked. Maya came back into the room, holding something in her hand. "Mommy, we found these pretty sparkly toys in the chocolate. Can we keep them?" My daughter held out her palm, revealing what looked like small diamonds. Vanessa lunged for them, but I stepped between them. "Don't you dare touch my daughter," I said coldly. "Maya, Jordan, go to your room right now." "But Mom..." "Now!" They ran upstairs and I turned to face Vanessa. "Start talking, right now." She was crying, mascara running down her face. "You don't understand. Those aren't toys. Those are..." "Diamonds," I finished. "Yeah, I'm not stupid, Vanessa. What the hell have you been doing?" "I can explain." "You've been using my house to hide stolen jewelry?" My voice was rising. "You put my children in danger?" "Please, Anaya, just give them to me and I'll disappear. You'll never see me again." "How many times?" I demanded. "How many times have you left your shopping bags here?" She didn't answer, which told me everything. "Get out of my house." "Anaya, please." "Get out!" I screamed. "Before I call the police right now." She ran for the door, and I locked it behind her. My hands were shaking as I went upstairs to check on my kids. "Are we in trouble?" Jordan asked quietly. "No, baby, you didn't do anything wrong." I hugged them both tight. "But I need to know, did you find any more of those sparkly things?" "Yeah, we have a whole treasure box," Maya said excitedly, pulling out a jewelry box filled with diamonds, rubies, and emeralds. I felt sick. Vanessa had turned my home into a storage facility for stolen goods. She'd put my children at risk, and she'd betrayed my trust in the worst possible way. But she'd made one critical mistake. She'd panicked, and in that panic, she'd revealed everything. I didn't sleep that night. Instead, I went through every bag, every box, every single thing Vanessa had ever left at my house. I found 3 more chocolate boxes hidden in my garage, each filled with jewelry. At 8 a.m., I called my brother Brandon. "Hey sis, what's up?" he answered cheerfully. "We need to talk about your wife, now." There was a pause. "What happened?" "Can you come over, without Vanessa?" "I'm on my way." 20 minutes later, Brandon was sitting at my kitchen table, staring at the evidence spread out before him. "This can't be real," he whispered. "It is. She's been using my house to hide stolen jewelry for God knows how long." "How do you know it's stolen?" I pulled up my phone. "Because I spent all night researching. This ruby necklace? Stolen from a jewelry store in Manhattan 3 months ago. These diamond earrings? Part of a home robbery in Connecticut." "Oh my God," Brandon put his head in his hands. "I knew she'd been acting weird. coming home late, being secretive about her shopping trips. Did you know about any of this? No, I swear, Anaya, I had no idea. He looked at me with tears in his eyes. What are we going to do? We're going to the police. She's my wife. And she put your niece and nephew in danger. I slammed my hand on the table. She could have gotten them killed if whoever she's working with came looking for this stuff. He was quiet for a long moment. You're right. Let me call someone. Brandon knew a detective from his gym, Detective Hayes. Within an hour, she was at my house. Mrs. Thompson, thank you for contacting us, Detective Hayes said, shaking my hand. Walk me through what happened. I told her everything, showed her the evidence, played her the recording I'd made of Vanessa's panic attack. Smart thinking with the recording, Hayes said. We've been investigating a jewelry theft ring for 6 months. This could be the break we need. What happens now? I asked. We need to set up a controlled situation. Make Vanessa think she can still retrieve the items. You want to use me as bait? Only if you're comfortable. We'll have officers nearby the entire time. Brandon spoke up. I'll help too, whatever you need. I want to talk to a lawyer first, I said. Detective Hayes nodded. Absolutely. I'd recommend Attorney Sullivan. She specializes in victim advocacy cases. By that afternoon, I was sitting in Attorney Sullivan's office. You have a strong case, Sullivan said, reviewing my documentation. But I want to make sure you're protected legally. Vanessa might try to claim you were involved. That's ridiculous. I know, but criminals get desperate. We'll prepare a statement establishing you as a witness and victim, not an accomplice. What about my kids? Are they safe? We'll make sure of it. Detective Hayes will arrange protection if needed. Over the next few days, we built an airtight case. I documented every visit Vanessa had made, every bag she left, every suspicious conversation. Detective Hayes helped me set up cameras in my house. Text her, Hayes instructed. Tell her you saved the items. Tell her she can come get them. My hands shook as I typed. I have what you're looking for. Come by tomorrow at 2 p.m. Come alone. 3 dots appeared immediately. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll be there. Perfect, Hayes said. We'll be ready. Brandon looked at me sadly. I'm sorry she did this to you. It's not your fault, I said. But thank you for choosing us over her. Family first, he replied. Real family. At 1:45 p.m. the next day, Detective Hayes and 2 officers were positioned around my house. My kids were safely at my mother's house. I was wired with a microphone, my heart pounding. At exactly 2 p.m., Vanessa's car pulled into my driveway. She practically ran to my door. Anaya, thank God, she said when I opened it. Do you have them? Come in. We need to talk. She followed me to the living room, where the jewelry boxes sat on the coffee table. Oh, thank God. She reached for them, but I pulled them back. Not so fast. I want answers. What? Come on, just give them to me. Where did you get these, Vanessa? I told you, they're mine. Liar. I crossed my arms. I know they're stolen. I've matched them to police reports. Her face went white. You went to the police? Not yet, but I will if you don't tell me the truth. Okay, she was sweating again. Yes, they're stolen. I'm part of a group. We hit high-end jewelry stores and wealthy homes. And you used my house as your stash location? I needed somewhere safe, somewhere no one would look. You put my children in danger. I was careful. I always hid the boxes where they wouldn't find them. She was crying now. Please, Anaya, just give me the jewelry and I'll cut you in. 20%. You think I want dirty money? Then what do you want? She screamed. Justice. Detective Hayes stepped out from the hallway. Vanessa Monroe, you're under arrest. No. Vanessa tried to run, but officers blocked the doorway. "You set me up?" she shrieked at me. "You set yourself up when you decided to use my family." Hayes read her rights while handcuffing her. "You have the right to remain silent." "Brandon," Vanessa wailed. "Brandon will get me out. He's my husband." Brandon stepped into view. "No, I won't. What you did was unforgivable." The look of betrayal on her face would have been satisfying if the situation wasn't so serious. "We found your accomplices," Hayes said. "They're being arrested as we speak. It's over." They led her out in handcuffs, still screaming threats and promises. I stood in my doorway, watching the police car drive away, feeling a mix of relief and exhaustion. "You okay?" Brandon asked, putting a hand on my shoulder. "I will be," I said, "once this is all over." 3 months later, I sat in the courtroom with Attorney Sullivan beside me and Brandon in the row behind. The bailiff stood. "All rise. The Honorable Judge Richardson presiding." Judge Richardson took her seat and reviewed the documents before her. "We're here for sentencing in the case of the State versus Vanessa Monroe. Mrs. Monroe has been found guilty of conspiracy to commit robbery, possession of stolen property, and endangering the welfare of children." Vanessa sat at the defense table, looking nothing like the confident woman who used to visit my house. She was pale, thin, wearing an orange jumpsuit. "Does the prosecution wish to make a statement?" Judge Richardson asked. The prosecutor stood. "Yes, Your Honor. Mrs. Monroe was part of an organized jewelry theft ring responsible for over $2 million in stolen property across 3 states. She deliberately used her sister-in-law's home and placed 2 young children at risk by hiding stolen diamonds in their reach." "Your Honor, my client deeply regrets her actions," Vanessa's lawyer began. "I'd like to speak," I said, standing up. "The victim may address the court," Judge Richardson said. I walked to the podium, my statement in hand. "Vanessa didn't just steal jewelry. She stole my sense of safety. She used my trust as a weapon. My children found diamonds in chocolate and thought they were toys. They could have choked. They could have been hurt if her criminal partners had come to my house looking for the merchandise." I looked directly at Vanessa. "You sat at my dinner table. You played with my kids. And all the while, you were putting them in danger." "I'm sorry," Vanessa sobbed. "Anaya, please. I never meant for the kids to find anything." "But they did," I said coldly. "And you didn't care until you got caught." Judge Richardson banged her gavel. "Mrs. Monroe, be silent." "Your Honor, please," Vanessa begged. "I made a mistake. Give me another chance." "You made dozens of calculated decisions," the judge replied sharply. "This wasn't a mistake. This was a crime spree." "Please, I have a family." Brandon stood up in the gallery. "You should have thought about that before you betrayed ours." Vanessa turned to him desperately. "Brandon, baby, please." "Don't," he said firmly. "We're done. The divorce papers were filed last month." "No," she wailed. "Order," Judge Richardson commanded. "Mrs. Monroe, you showed no remorse until you were caught. You endangered children. You violated the sanctity of family trust." "I'll change. I promise I'll change." "Your promises mean nothing," the judge said. "I hereby sentence you to 15 years in state prison with no possibility of parole for 10 years. "No!" Vanessa screamed. "This isn't fair!" "You're also ordered to pay full restitution to all victims," Judge Richardson continued. "Bailiff, remove her." "Anaya, please!" Vanessa reached toward me as the officers grabbed her. "Tell them you forgive me. Tell them." I looked her in the eye. "I'll never forgive you. You made your choices. Now live with them." They dragged her away as she screamed my name. After the courtroom cleared, Attorney Sullivan shook my hand. You were incredibly brave through all of this. Thank you for everything, I said. I couldn't have done this without you. Detective Hayes approached with a smile. We recovered all the stolen property thanks to your evidence. The other victims are getting their belongings back. I'm glad something good came out of this mess. Brandon hugged me tight. Thank you for not letting her get away with it. She never even apologized for real, I said. Only for getting caught. That's because people like her don't think they're wrong, Hayes said. They only think it's wrong that they got caught. We walked out of the courthouse into the sunshine. What now? Brandon asked. Now I go home to my kids and my life, I said. The life she tried to destroy, but couldn't. My phone buzzed with a text from my mom. The kids want to know if it's safe to come home. I smiled and replied, yes, tell them their rooms are waiting. The thing is, I never wanted revenge. I wanted justice. I wanted my kids to be safe. I wanted Vanessa to face consequences for her actions. And she did. Sometimes people mistake kindness for weakness. They think family means you'll protect them no matter what they do. But real family protects each other from people like Vanessa. Have you ever discovered someone you trusted was using you for something illegal? Would you have turned them in or tried to handle it differently? Like and subscribe for more stories about people who refused to be victims and fought back the right way.